Hey everyone, LED here. The month is almost over. It's January 23rd right now as I was recording this, and I'm starting to realize a lot of similar issues that traders are having. So I just finally wanted to make a lesson and just kind of address this now, while it's still on the top of my mind because ultimately I want you to have success and I want you to change your life with the markets like I did. But you really need to understand these simple concepts that will help connect a lot of missing parts. So today's lesson is going to be called Daily Concepts. So if you've been following me for a while, you know that I care about two types of levels. I care about prior day levels. Okay. So PD stands for prior day. So actually, let me get a larger marker here. So I care about prior day highs, prior day highs, and prior day lows. I also care about the pre-market highs and lows. So when I'm trading, this is really what I want to pay attention to. Now, is there, daily patterns like flags and pennants? Yes. But to me, for a new trader, I think that's too complicated. I think we need to stick to the basics and then we can refine them as we go. So your first question is going to be, well, which one do I care about? Which one is stronger? So the prior day highs and lows are going to be stronger than the pre-market highs and lows. Why? Because during the pre-market, or the after hours session, so we write after hours, there's low volume. Okay? It's just low volume and it's whatever happens overnight. For the prior day high and low, that's everything that's happened between 9:30 and 4 p.m. Okay? That's when the stock market is open. That's when you can trade options flow and everything like that. So the prior day highs and lows are going to be stronger. So when trading, you need to pay attention to this. So let's move on to how this actually applies to the daily concept. So you've all seen like a daily chart. So I'll just pop over here and we'll just look at the Apple daily chart. So you've all seen this. You kind of know what's going on here. But how can you capitalize off this intraday as a day trader? It's very simple. So if we are in a bullish trend, okay, the trend is up. And if again you follow my system, we're above the purple line, aka the 8 EMA. So the trend is up. Now, let's talk about the daily. So, say today is, I don't know, we'll go with today. Today's Thursday, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so let's draw Thursday's candle. So, Thursday's candle looks something like this. Okay, so this is Thursday. Now, let's say we're trading on Friday. Okay. So now we're trading on Friday. This level here is going to be our prior day high. Oops. Prior day high. And this level here is going to be the prior day low. You've probably have heard something called like an inside day or an IB. Okay. So an inside day is when price. So now imagine it's 9:30. Okay. Friday morning. Okay. All the price, okay, stays within the prior day's ranges. Okay, so this equals an inside bar. But now what happens is if we take this, so I'm just going to copy this real quick. Hopefully it doesn't get all goofy. Nope, we're just going to have to redraw it. That's fine. Okay. Now what if it's 9:30? Okay. Just like above, it's 9:30. And price breaks the prior day high. Okay. Price breaks the prior day high. If we zoom out and look at it daily, what this is going to look like is it's going to look like this. Price is going to look like this on the daily chart at 9:30. Now, you don't need to know any complicated concepts or anything like that, but you can see that the trend is up. Okay? The candle is above the prior day high. So the reason that I want to talk about this is because I see a lot of people getting chopped up. A lot of people getting chopped up. So if price, okay, if price of the day is inside the prior day's range, it forms an inside bar, which also equals chop. Okay. Now, as we previously discussed, we said that the prior day highs and lows are a lot stronger than the pre-market highs and lows. Okay, meaning that they can contain price a lot better. Now, What happens if you are, say, stuck in between? So we're just going to draw. This is going to be the pre-market session, and this is going to be 9:30 onwards, just like it's set up in TradingView. So just for simplicity's sakes, I'm going to make this gray. Okay, going to make this gray. So now we know that this level here is the pre-market high. Okay, this level here is the pre-market low. And let's just say yesterday the stock had a pretty significant large day. And then at the end of the day, it decided to sort of pull back and start to, consolidate. Okay. So this level here, all right, we'll draw it out, would be the prior day high. Okay. And this level down here would be the prior day low. Okay. So this is how it's looking at 9:30. Now, remember, we're always going to do concepts first, and then we're getting to the charts. So price opens. Okay, so price opens here and it starts to sell off, hits the pre-market low, maybe dips below it a little bit, but then fakes back up, hits the pre-market high, and then comes back down, and then comes back down, and just kind of chops the whole day, all the way until the close at 4 p.m. Okay, what's happening here is you do not have a confirmed trend. You can use indicators in here. So if you want to use the ADMA, feel free, but this looks like a squiggly line. It almost looks like a one of those old like sweater vest. We have like the diamonds. I don't know. I'm going off topic here. But what happens is this price starts to chop. So if you want to be an EMA trader, if you use EMAs in this, it does not work. Why? So if we just delete all of this, okay, I'm going to delete this just so it looks a lot cleaner. Okay. Why? Because if you are a trend trader, price has to say it dips down and then breaks the pre-market high, okay, pulls back, whether it's to the level or whatever it is, okay. So if you want to be a pre-market high retest trader, you can do that, or an EMA. It doesn't really matter. They kind of work the same way. Okay, so let's put our ADMA in here. Okay, so there's our entry. Our entry is going to be right here. Okay, so your entry would be there, and what you would want to happen is this to flag out and then tap the prior day high, and that is where you would take your first take profit. Okay, but if this doesn't happen, okay, so say this doesn't happen, price just stays in this range, okay, you don't get a confirmation to enter. The trend is not confirmed. Now, you're gonna say, Ellie, like, why do I give a shit about this? Like, just tell me how to make some dang money. Like, okay, fine. So we're gonna talk about SPY today because I think it was really, really interesting on what happened on SPY today. So here is SPY. All right. So just double click it. So look, we knew Trump was going to speak today at 11 o'clock. And what happens? It just ping-ponged in this range until the market got excited that Trump was going to speak. Very simple. Let's find a really, really gross, choppy day. Market has been trending for a couple days now, so it might be a little bit more difficult. Here's a good example right here. Okay, so we're going to mark our highs. Okay, so there's our high, and here's our low. Again, guys, it's just the highs and lows of this gray section or the pre-market. So look, this is what we call, if I just draw it out, okay, if I just draw it out, we can see that this is ping pong chop action. There is no edge in here, meaning you cannot trade it. Okay. So I just wanted to make a quick video on how to avoid chop. It's super, super important that you follow these rules. Way too often I see traders. A good example is really what inspired this video is a lot of traders were asking me about Apple yesterday. Not yesterday. Yes, yesterday, right? So Apple, so we just mark our highs and we just mark our lows of the pre-market. Okay. Really just kind of ping pong. It didn't really didn't do anything, and a lot of traders were getting involved. For example, okay, so right here, I had a trader tell me that, they're going to take calls right here because it bounced off the ADMA. I'm like, that's correct. However, you're missing the extra element of it has to actually break the range to then form a trend. Okay, if you do not have a range break, you do not have a trend. They entered and they lost money and they were really upset about it. And I was like, you have to follow the basic rules. Levels first and then EMAs. Hopefully, you all had a wonderful week so far. If you're struggling so far in 2025, it's the first month of the year. We have a lot of money to make this year, so don't worry yet. Don't beat yourself up. And yeah, keep your head up. Deuces.